Hi friend, it's Misha. Welcome to one of our mini episodes where I share a story with you that has nothing to do with your life, but in a fun way helps you think about your life. I believe when we can look at our life in an abstract way, it can help open up insights about ourselves that we have never seen before. Let's jump in. Today's story is called The Roar of Awakening. One day, a pregnant tigress goes out hunting. She finds a whole herd of goats, and she goes after the goats because she is very, very hungry. She is ravenous, so she attacks them desperately. And she gets so tired and runs so hard that she collapses in exhaustion, and she dies giving birth to her cub. When the goats return to the field, they find the motherless newborn. Those goats decide to adopt him, so he grows up repeating behaviors like those around him. He bleats and he eats grass. He believes himself to be a goat. So this little cub who grows into a tiger is now wandering with the goats and acting like a goat and bleating like the goats and eating the way the goats eat. Then one day, a tiger, a big male tiger, comes into the goat herd, and all the goats scatter except this little tiger. He's about a year old now, and looking at this big male tiger, somehow he senses an affinity with this tiger. But he freezes in his tracks, and he stands there staring at the tiger. The big tiger comes over to him and says, "What's wrong with you?" The little one says, "What do you mean? What's wrong with me?" The big tiger says, "What's wrong with you? What are you doing? You're acting weird. You're acting like a goat." The little tiger says, "I am a goat." The big one says, "No, you're not. You're not a goat." He leads the little tiger over to a pond, a very still pond. He says, "Now look at yourself. Really look at yourself." The little cub looks at himself, and he looks at the big tiger, and he is confused. The tiger says, "Come with me. Come with me." He takes him back to his den, and in the den, there's some leftover meat from a gazelle that had been his most recent kill. So he says to the little tiger, "Eat this." The little cub says, "Well, no way, I'm a vegetarian." The tiger says, "Try it. Just try it." So the little tiger reaches over and he takes a bite off of the bone. When that little tiger, who thought he was a goat, reaches down and tastes some of his meat, at first, he chokes on the meat. He gags. And then a piece of that meat enters his bloodstream, and the cub begins to stretch. He bares his claws, he opens his mouth wide, and he lets out for the very first time in his life a small roar. That first roar isn't very fearsome. It's not yet all the roar that little tiger will give. But that first roar is called the roar of awakening. It's the first moment when this being recognized that he wasn't who he thought himself to be. He wasn't limited to the kind of life he had been living, and that there was way more to him. And so it is with us. All right, I hope you're looking for the lessons from these stories that make you think. If there's any questions or insights you have, don't forget to reach out. You can DM me on Instagram at myfriendmisha. Honestly, I would love to hear from you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you to help you take a little bit of time for a mindset check that will alter your days and by so doing, alter your life. I'm here to remind you that in your life you have more power than you think you do. by breaking it down and walking through it with you. And I'm here to help you feel encouragement radiating from your body to live the amazing life that's in front of you. Keep on keeping, my friends.